Hello and thank you for joining us on Newsweek, where we highlight some of the biggest stories that made the headlines recently. I am Jacinta Agochukwu. This week, Aviation Workers Union warned of an indefinite strike action should the authorities fail to resolve the non-implementation of condition of service and other welfare-related issues within the next 7 days. Also this week, the Independent National Electoral Commission has disclosed that it has no information of the whereabouts of the suspended resident electoral commissioner of Adamawa State, Hudu Ari. Later on the show, President Muhammadu Buhari has appealed to Nigerians who he might have been hurt in the course of his duties to pardon him. He stated that he accepts all the complaints and criticisms in good faith, knowing it is part of the leadership he prayed and asked from God. All the details in a moment. Stay with us. Well, we begin with politics, where earlier in the week, aviation workers' unions warned that an impending indefinite strike action would take place if the authorities failed to resolve the nagging non-implementation of condition of service and other welfare-related issues in the next 7 days. The unionists, at the end of their 2-day warning strike on Tuesday, vowed to shut down the airspace to draw the attention of the current administration, while the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sarika, has since kept quiet on the development and remained seemingly unperturbed by the disruptions. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has been engaging in negotiation with the aggrieved workers. On the day 2 of the warning strike, Office of Aviation Agencies remained shut nationwide as airports witnessed mild disruptions and low patronage of travelers. Recall that the Coalition of Aviation Workers Union recently bemoaned the non-implementation of the COS about 7 years after it was negotiated with the workers. Well, joining me to discuss this is Neye Saliu, a political analyst via Zoom. Good evening, Mr. Neye.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. I want to find out, why do you think the aviation sector, which is considered one of the most liable means of transportation, has been plagued with issues that have led to union strikes and a stagnation of progress over the years?
Well, the aviation sector in Nigeria has witnessed its time of turbulence. And to be honest, it's persisted over time. But recently, particularly in the second half of the Buhari administration, we have seen what you can say better days. And I'm very careful to say that because some people will argue that there have been a lot of issues. And the issues I have seen personally is that of governance. A lot of the agencies don't have their governing board in place, and that's an issue. The Ministry of Aviation has a lot on its desk, and most of the time, government is run by several, structure of governance down the line. So it will be expected that if government are taking steps to do what is required in terms of setting up the proper structure for each of the agency, communication, especially regarding who will have authority for certain duties and certain responsibilities, would have been clear, and it would have been easy to get government support, to act in, especially regarding their welfare. Again, the other issues will be bordering on, response, honoring agreements that have been reached before now. For about 8 years, there have been certain agreements that have been reached with government that were not implemented. A particular agency has about 3 years agreement on the table that is yet, to be implemented as well. So for me, what would at this time be expedient would be that there shouldn't be any kind of, strike that will further create, problem in the aviation sector, particularly now that we're having under government about a month. So any discerning, labor union who is progressive in nature should look forward to the next government and engage the next government in areas that they feel that, will be needing attention already. And it's been traditional in Nigeria. You all know that once a government is winding down, it will almost look like a holiday. Everybody would, be running around with handover notes, signing out and looking forward to the new administration. So the labor unions in Nigeria should do the same too. And luckily, everyone that is going to, particularly the major, key actors in the new administration are on ground. The president-elect himself will be in the country by tomorrow or next. So
Yes.
It's an opportunity for anyone that wants to engage to start that now.
All right, Nii, like you said, a lot of people are questioning the timing of the strike and the potential effectiveness of the union's effort. Why did they not wait for the next administration to make their demands instead of striking during the current administration transition period?
Yes, it's ill time, clearly, and I made it in my first, response to you. I said that the way they would be progressive in nature, the way they will help, and contribute their own quota to nation building is to not ground anywhere now. Is to look forward to the next administration, engage the key actors, going to the next administration. And it's clear there's a president-elect, there's a vice president-elect, there are a number of people that are, around the new administration that they can begin to engage now. Whether it is labor union or core politics, everything is politics. There's lobbying everywhere. In some part of the world, lobbying is legitimate. So part of the tools available to labor unions is lobbying. So it is now that they should be close to the next administration and lobby for attention. As soon as the administration comes in, they can engage fully. And they don't do that now. Of course, as soon as the next administration comes in, there will be a lot of agencies, labor unions, other pressure groups that will be fighting for attention. So theirs is critical, and they should take advantage of the opportunity that they have now and call the attention of the incoming administration to their challenges, particularly to agreements that have been reached and have not been implemented.
Yeah, Nii, why we others, and of course you're urging them to hold on for the next administration to claim their demands. What do you think? Yes. Do you think, because the goal of this warning strike is to prompt the government to act quickly in addressing some of these issues at hand, do you anticipate a swift response from the government in addressing this concerns raised?
This government is winding down. And from body language of the president, you will see that nothing much will be achieved, until the next administration comes in. A number of times, anywhere the president goes now, he tells you that he's looking forward to going back to Daura. And that is the truth. There's no one that you hardly find anyone in government who will be working at full capacity, like they were working 2 years, 3 years, or just a year ago. So it's just 1 month before the end of this administration. So it will be expected normally that the focus will be on handing over, and the focus will be, getting their next administration ready to take off on day one. So what I would advise the labor union, particularly in the aviation sector, is not to do anything to ground, activities at the airports. And Nigeria is going through a phase now. They shouldn't compound it. So they should call themselves, suspend the strike, and engage the incoming administration so that they will be on priority list. And whatever issues that they have can be sorted going into the next administration. I'm not sure, and I cannot, categorically say that they will get any result from the outgoing Buhari administration.
All right, Nii, thank you very much for your contribution so far. But let's now move to our second story for tonight.